It's, you know, I'm smiling because it's like you got to, sometimes like when, you know, when God tells you something, it's like, for real? Like, you want me to say what? You know what they about to say about me when I say this? You know.
But you know, Big Mama got a foul mouth sometimes.
Yeah.
She make my deal look. She don't make my deal look like she ain't saying nothing.
Right.
Cause Big Mama like to cuss.
It's nothing like a good cuss word sometimes. It bring the whole sentence together.
Hmm. Yeah. So you want to flip a couple cards on something?
Sure, go ahead. I'm ready.
Let me see if I got something here we can ask about.
Okay, so y'all know those ropes.
Oh, that's a good question.
Go ahead.
All right. So the question or the query for the cards is, um, what? No, that's not a good question. The structure of the question is important.
The structure of the question is important.
So the signs we're looking for is the raising of the matriarch. How would you put that in the question format where
Hey,
you can read it?
say it one more time.
We trying to discover the information on when will the matriarch rise?
Hmm.
Right. That's the flip of the system.
That's the flip of the system. Well, okay, I took that question in two ways, like literally and figuratively. So, you know, I took it figuratively when you said it's the flip of the system, but the system is already flipping on its head over and over and over and over
Right.
and over again. So
Right.
now what spirit is calling for the matriarchs to do the feminine is to come into your feminine segment energy. So segment is all about transformation and taking all of who you are in healing. Have to operate um, you have to operate in your optimal level. And I know I said feminine, but I do mean like everybody, because really it's like it's really time to this answer kind of has different levels to it. It's really time to get right within yourself and align with spirit and align with, you know, to really get your heart light. I don't know if, you know, if that makes sense to you, to really like, you know, when Brandy Moesha, she had a day, you know, her day, she had something happen. She went and she wrote in her diary to release that. So there's a lot of like healing that needs to happen first, but the system is already flipping. So the question is, how are you preparing for the flip? Because
And then raise the card up again.
let me pull it up. Hold on a second. And it's number 7.
Okay. All right. Now behind segment, this is what looks like a cape flying in the wind is red. You
Mm-hmm.
see it?
And on the bottom it says transformation, fierce, compassion, healer.
Right. And she's coming in through the clouds on 3 cobras. Right.
Right.
Now, if you look at the bottom, you see what we call lotus flowers.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And it's 3, 6, it's 9 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Right. 9 is completion. Lotus flower represents the crown chakra.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So to the finish is coming in with behind the 3 cobras. The cobra is the caduceus, or it's the symbol for wisdom. And the 3 cobras is representative of wisdom from left hand, right hand, and the straight bump.
Mm-hmm.
Mother line, father line, and what you learned on your own. Right? It's all in agreement. Now, Sekhmet brings in fire energy. Because the legend of Sekhmet is that she was in such a rage that they had to mix that blood with the alcohol to get her drunk before they can calm her down.
Mm.
Right? And she came here by leave of Osiris, the father, for the purpose of cleaning the land. She came down to basically slaughter the infidels.
Mm.
So the Sekhmet energy is high priestess, fire energy, chaotic but under control. Right? It's the top tier of fire energy. So this is what they mean when they say fire from heaven.
Mm.
They're talking about Sekhmet. Now, Sekhmet represents the daughter of the father who is in the rage about the death of the father, which Set murdered Osiris. Right? So Sekhmet comes to aid her brother Horus in the revenge of the death of the father.
Mm.
Right? So now the brother might not know she there, or she might not know he there, but both of those energies is converging metaphysically to cleanse the family line.
Mm-hmm.
So the fire energy is coming from heaven. As you see in the card, Sekhmet is coming from the skies, and she ain't happy because her mouth is in a rage.
Mm.
Right? So she's coming to bring that fiery cleansing energy. Yesterday, the Vatican, Rome was on fire.
Mm.
Right? That's called a knockback. So we connecting something that happened in the physical world to the description that the card is expressing as we break down the symbolism of the card. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Now the clouds behind her not white, they baby blue.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So baby blue represents the blue baby or the baby boy that came from daddy's baby boy. Right? Daddy baby boy is boy blue. Right? And mama's baby boy is the red boy.
Mm. Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Because the red line is the mother line, is the blood inheritance
Mm.
that comes on the mother line, where the blue line is the father line, where the upright man can rule if he have the blue blood of the father, the noble trait.
Mm.
Right? All of this being expressed from Sekhmet on her way, that means that this shit is coming to an end. Because Sekhmet energy is not a jovial
No.
and what we call go along to get along ass energy.
It's when it say transformational is in transformation. It's like you got to knock a building down to rubble in order to build something new.
So it's the code. It's the code of the phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
The transformation comes in the burning it to his ashes.
Mm-hmm.
When you burn something to his ashes, that's called the least common denominator. Why? Because no matter what you burn the ash, all of the ash is going to turn out to be carbon. I don't care where you burn that shit at. It's
Mm.
going to turn into carbon.
And carbon. I want to say I'm not knowing how to put it and ask this question, but carbon is like the God molecule.
So carbon in death is called ash.
Mm-hmm.
Carbon in its living organic substance in the ground is called oil.
Okay.
But in your skin is called melanin.
Okay.
Right? But in its highest state, it's called ether. And it's no longer 666 now. As ether is 999. On the ground, it's 666. In the sky or in the above,
Okay.
the ether is 999. So they mirror each other.
And Can I ask a question? And the sky is the mother.
Mother Earth, Father Sky.
Mother Earth, Father Sky. But what about the cosmos then?
That's the great mother.
That's the great mother.
That's Big Mama.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And who and the mother of the red brother is Mama Earth or Big Mama?
Right.
Mama Earth.
So Mother Earth being Big Red, right? Or gives birth to the redhead stepchild.
Mm.
They call him a redhead stepchild because he was parthogenic in his origin.
Right.
So whoever he got for a daddy, he's still a stepchild.
That's why he's so hateful.
Right. But he really ain't.
He really not. He really not hateful, or he really not the stepchild.
He really not hateful.
Well, he's hurt.
But no matter who daddy is, he gonna always be the stepchild.
Right. You know what
because
they say when somebody hates you, they really love you.
That's a thin line. I mean that it's the flip side of the same coin.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of energy that somebody put in to hating you, they can put 1/5 of that energy into loving you and change their whole life around.
Change the game.
Yeah.
Change the game. Okay, now I'm nervous. I'm like, I'm not doing it right.
You did. It's just going into more detail than where you were.
Yes.
Because like if you know the whole story of the segment, when you pull that card, it gives you more details to add to what you're seeing.
Right. That's why studying and somebody said information has to be learned. His name is He is Blanchard on IG. I follow him. I love him. He said information has to be learned. Some information is caught in your DNA, but you also have to learn how to decipher it. So it's the same thing.
Mm-hmm. Well, learning, you still got to digest what you consume. Whether you consume it mentally or physically, you still got to digest it in order for you to be able to utilize it.
Mm-hmm.
So digesting mental information, your brain just have to put everything where it go, and you have to allow yourself what you call a downtime. While your brain do that, you need to be putting cucumbers on your motherfucking eye, laying under a motherfucking what you call them things, a weighted blanket, while you getting motherfucking massage on your motherfucking toes or something.
Recalibrating and rejuvenating.
Yeah. So that's when I used to read a lot. I used to get to a point where I couldn't read no more. It would be going in like blah 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 blah.
That's how it gets when I read myself, like, because you know you can't really read yourself, but I'll be able to do a little bit, and then if I keep going, it's just like no.
Yeah. So when it started doing that, I don't read nothing. I just listen to music and lay back. Because I mean that I gotta have a chance to put this information somewhere in my brain if I ever want to use it in the future.
Right. And that's like writing music. Sometimes, you know, people think they have writer block, but I think it was Erykah Badu that said you have to live in order to download something new. Like you got to actually do something else.
Well, if you listen to how Biggie used to write, he would do something and he wouldn't even be focused on the song. But while he was doing what he doing, the song would come to him. Right. And then he'll go in there and spit the song.
That's like,
he already know it.
Yeah, that's like kind of like me. Because when I try to write a song, it's harder, but I can freestyle it way easier than I can write it. But it's just catching it. So, you know, catching it the first time it come out. That's the only thing.
You want to put another one?
Yeah, I'm trying to find my tarot cards because these are oracle cards. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can find it.
Look, when the imposters get drug out, it's gonna be so much evidence to prove that they the imposters that they won't be able to run from it.
We just have to not be in denial when things come to the surface. That's all.
That's a pretty good question. Somebody said for the tarot question asked, how will the children respond or accept their new existence as we evolve in the future?
So I'm gonna shuffle. How will the children respond? What was it? How will the children respond to the environment in the future? Their existence.
How will the children respond or accept their new existence as we evolve into the future?
So the children are only going to accept it as far as you accept it. So a child can only go as far as you prepare them for. And so how are we as the elders, because I'm an elder to my children, and Mr. Hayes is an elder to me, and so forth and so forth. So like, how are we going to respond to it is the first thing that's coming to mind. You know how like when you have your children and they keep on asking you a whole bunch of questions and you just want like some peace and quiet, and you be like, I don't know, dang. Like, I'm using that as an example to say that through this transition, you're going to have to, us as parents or as elders to children, whether it be auntie, uncle, brother, cousin, because sometimes you're older, we have to provide grace and security for the children. Because honestly, they can only accept what we accept, and they can only live comfortably if we create a comfortable environment. And so, I'm gonna get my laptop real quick. But compassion is something that a lot of us didn't have as children. We didn't receive a lot of compassion or maybe patience. And so
Both.
As we move through this new period, a lot of times when you're an adult and you're learning stuff, it's hard for you to grant patience and compassion to another person when you're trying to figure it out. So that's why when you hear people talk about preparation, it's because opportunity meets preparation, or, preparation meets opportunity. You can only go as far as you prepare. So when we think about children in a state of like, lack, or just, I think people are wondering if there's going to be children on the street and crying and laid out and things of that nature. It's only going to be as far as you prepare for. It's only going to be as good or bad as you prepare for. And so when you hear people talk about unity or community, it's because those things encourage growth and protection and family. Like when you think about what is going to be the best situation and circumstance for my child or children in the higher timelines, those are all the things that you're supposed to be preparing for. Literally. Like, I was thinking about washing clothes in my tub because I wanted to save money, but I was like, you know what, low key, like I might need to learn how to really like soak some clothes and scrub them on a washboard. Let me buy them while they're available. Or let me make one. Shit, somebody got metal somewhere, a scrap metal place down the street. Weld something together. Do you know how to weld something together? How are you preparing for the children? And if we're moving in a space of like desperation, you trying to get to a grocery store to get the last bag of rice, but really somebody has 3 bags of rice and somebody else has 7 bags of beans and somebody else has a well or water. It's like, if you come together, with your
You got a meal.
resources. You got a plate.
Yeah. You know, you bring about the children where they used to talk to children like they didn't have any emotional barometer.
None.
Call